Hello, 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 everybody. Lori here from Unique in the Creek. Happy Halloweeny! Happy Halloweeny, everybody! Hopefully I'm live. Probably won't have a lot of people tonight because it is Halloweeny. We don't get much. We don't get any kids. We live on a very small dead-end street. So we don't get very many kids at all. So we just kind of chill on Halloween. Ellie just left. I don't think I'm streaming here. Bye. Bye, have fun. Make good choices. Hello. Okay, now we got some people. I think we had a little glitch there for a second. Hello, hello. Lolly's just leaving for a Halloween party. Ellie just left. Dave's driving Lolly to her party. No drinking and driving. And I am going to do a live. La! What? Can you bring Gigi down here? Actually, leave the door open. Bring Gigi down. Because if you guys are all leaving, she's going to cry up there. Sorry, everybody. Hello, hello. Okay, so tonight I'm going to do a fun Christmas tree on Halloween. Yes, that's just wrong, but that's what we're doing because we got lots of kits and I have to do lots of tutorials. So I might as well do it while I'm by myself. I might as well do a tutorial. Okay, so this is, I think we called this the Deluxe Christmas tree. This is a more fun and whimsical Christmas tree out of the three kits that we have. So let me see. Oh, there we go. We got people now. So with this kit, now you can use, we're going to do something a little different than I've done before with a Christmas tree. But you can use whatever mesh you have, whatever ribbons. You can use basically whatever you want or what you have in stock. Or you can actually purchase the Christmas tree, the Deluxe Christmas tree set on uniqueinthecreek.com. It's on both Canada and USA. You get 2 packages of this lime green pre-cut mesh. 2 packages. All right, you get 2 of these little mini signs. I gave you both because they come in a pack of 2. So I gave you both because you can always use like this little Merry Christmas sign somewhere else in another project. However, I wanted this sign because I love this ribbon. Look at this ribbon. It's different whimsical Christmas trees and it's got glitter and everything on it, but it matches the sign. Okay, so it matches the sign, so that's why I really wanted to use that little sign on my Christmas tree. And I picked the bright lime green to bring out all the lime green that is in the ribbon. Okay, of course you get the triangle board, you get package zip ties, and you get 3 of these emerald glitter sprays. These are really full. Look how big these are. So you get 3 of them. And each one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stems on them. And we are going to cut those 5 stems down because they're quite long. You can see how long it is. We're going to cut them down. When you cut them, we're going to cut them in half. And because we have 3 and you cut them in half, that gives us 30 greenery pieces. Okay, so I'm just cutting them off the main stem. Alrighty, so we got a big long piece here. Now if you look, you can see that there's quite a long stem from the bottom to the top. We are going to cut right at the bottom like that. And that will give you 2 picks. Now these little smaller ones, the top of our pick, these smaller ones are going to be used more at the top of the Christmas tree, and the longer ones are going to be used more at the bottom of the Christmas tree. Hello everybody. Thanks for watching. I know it's Halloween. I have so many tutorials that I have to do. So I figured Dave is driving Lauren and nobody's home. So I'm going to get this one done, even though it's a Christmas tree on Halloween. Whatever. So you can see we're separating. There's the top, and then there's a long piece, and I'm cutting right off where it meets the bottom. Okay, so it gives you 2 pieces. So when you're finished cutting all 3 bushes, you will have 30 little stems. We're going to do, like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a different Christmas tree. I've not done one like what I'm going to show you tonight. I've not done one like that before. Any of our Christmas tree kits, if you like the way I'm doing it tonight, you can actually do all 3 of our Christmas tree kits do have some kind of spray to zhuzh them up. The farmhouse one has black and white check leaves. The traditional one has juniper spray, and I just did the that Christmas tree last week, the other day, so that tutorial is on the website or on the YouTube. But you can do it just like I'm doing tonight, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do, after you've cut down, I've just got a little bucket here, I cut down all my greenery. We are going to then preload your triangle board, okay? Now you do have 100 zip ties in your kit, and on the back I'm showing the back right now. This is row 12. There's 12 rows on the Christmas tree. Okay, there's an empty Christmas tree. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, for tonight's live, or tonight's Christmas tree, we're going to be using row 12. Hi, everybody. Hi, thanks for watching. We're going to be using row 12, skipping 11, 10, skipping 9, 8, skipping 7, 6, skipping 5, 4, skipping 3, and then row 2. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now, what's different about this Christmas tree than other ones is I preloaded both the regular holes on each row and the shared holes. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on row 12. 9 regular holes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the shared holes. So you're going to see when you flip it on the back, it's going to look like stitching on the back. Now I have the gray zip ties in there, so it blends very well with the board. And that is all your customer is going to see, is these, what looks like stitching. So it keeps it nice and neat and professional, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to take a zip tie. You are going to go, we're going to start on row 12. Now you can preload all the rows that we're using, so they're all the even ones. You can preload them like I did. And to do that, you're going to take a zip tie and make sure your flat part of your zip tie head is going in towards the tail is. That way you'll hear a zipping sound and it locks. Okay? If it's if the tail doesn't go towards the flat side of the zip tie head, your zip tie is not going to work. So if you're like me and you're just plopping in all the zip ties as you're watching a movie and one of your zip ties doesn't work, look down, because 9 times out of 10 it's backwards. So take your zip tie, you're going to go down one hole, back up the other, and on the board, you can't see it on the screen, but on the board there is lines in between the holes. Those are your regular holes. And then you're going to take your zip tie and do it up until you hear a zipping. Okay? And it's much easier to preload your board. That way it's all ready to go. And as we're making the petals to put on the Christmas tree, you're just, throwing them into the zip ties. Now for the shared holes, what you're going to do is you're going to go down the hole next to it and go back up. And we call it a shared hole because as you can see, there is a zip tie already in it. Okay. But we're going to do that. And we have the regular hole and shared holes. Okay. The shared holes is just a little bit bigger, longer than the regular holes. So you're going to do all your zip ties, regular and shared. And when you're done, you can flip it over and see if there's any spots missing. If there's a spot missing, you missed a zip tie. Okay, really easy. So you can see my row 12, there's all stitching back to back. I'm not missing anything. Row 10, back to back, 8, 6, 4, and 2. Okay, so once your board is all ready to go, we're going to put that to the side. So I always load my boards while I'm watching TV and stuff. I also make my petals when I'm watching TV and stuff too. Makes the time go by a little faster. All right, for the petal, you do have 2 packages of 40 pieces in each package of mesh. We're only going to use 1 package for this Christmas tree. So you will have another package, and you'll have an extra sign, and you'll have extra ribbon. So if you want, you can make another Christmas tree. You won't have extra greeneries, but you can purchase more greenery, or you can use whatever you have at home, or perhaps you can find something at the dollar store if you want. But you'll have enough. Just grab yourself another board, another pack of zip ties maybe, but you'll have enough mesh, ribbon, and another sign to make another Christmas tree. Okay. So you're going to take your mesh. It is pre-cut. There is a factory edge on your mesh, which looks like it's a finished edge. And then there's a cut edge at the top and bottom, okay? But it is a 10.5 by 10.5 square, okay? I'm going to take this 10.5 square and I'm going to turn it into a diamond shape. Gigi, come here. Sorry guys, I gotta pick up my dog. She had surgery yesterday and she's being a sucky baby. Say hi, Gigi. Gigi, say hi. Look at her. What a face. I bought her a onesie so she doesn't have to put this stupid cone on, but it hasn't come yet. All right, so you're gonna have your factory edge on the left and right side of you. I'm going to turn it into a diamond shape. So the top left, bottom right is in my diamond shape. I'm going to take the top corner. And what we're going to do, we're going to be making a Rita petal, but I'm making the Rita petal a little shorter. Okay, and I'll show you in a second what I mean. Take the top corner, bring it to the bottom corner. Hold on. Gigi, you can't help. Okay, and what we want to focus on is the top left and right corner. Sorry, guys. Okay, go. She's sucky. All right, so you have your triangle shape. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to, at the bottom corner, so you have the left and right corners at the top with a big edge here. You're going to take this bottom corner and you're just going to pinch and pleat up the center of your mesh. So you look like you have some wings here or a propeller. All right, I'm going to flip that upwards. And what we want to make sure is that these 2 tips at the end are both the same size, okay? And normally we just pinch it about a 1/2 inch, and you put about a 1/2 inch into your zip tie with the Rita petal. Like I said, I want to do my Rita petal a little bit shorter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and I'm going to pinch about 2 inches down. So I have a big nub. Okay, and that will go in just like that. Okay. Just want to make sure they're even. All right, you're going to take that big nub and you're going to put it into the very first zip tie. Put it in until the nub hits row 11. Okay, once that nub has hit row 11, you can do this up. Gigi, come here. So our petals at the bottom are not as long. Okay, and do your zip tie up. We're going to skip the shared one, because once we put all our mesh in, which is going to be all the regular holes, we're going to come back and we're going to put a piece of our greenery into the shared hole. Okay, so it's a little bit different than what I've done before. So let's do the petal again. This dog is going to be the death of me. Okay, factory edge, left and right. Turn it into a diamond shape, so it's now factory edge top, left, bottom right. Bring that corner down. Okay, make your triangle. That bottom corner, we're going to take your thumb and your forefinger and pinch and slide. Pinch and slide. Pinch and slide. Pinch and slide. So you get to the end, it looks like this. Flip it up, and when we flip it up, we're making sure that these two tips, which this one isn't, are the same length. If they're not the same length, you would adjust down here. Okay, it's the same length, and then I'm going to pinch from the top of the nub about 2 inches down like that, and we're going to put that in the regular hole. And again, you can use the next row to make sure each petals are the same length. So these two are the same. And like I said, we have a little bit of a shorter petal down here, okay? And then once it's in, you're going to do that up tight. So you're going to do all the regular holes with this hole. Now we're going to do the whole Christmas tree with this petal. Gigi doesn't like that. Okay, flip it up. I'm making sure that both ends are about the same. Again, I'm holding up at the top, but I'm pinching around 2 inches. I might have to go bring her upstairs. The only thing is nobody's home and I don't want her to be by herself. She just had surgery. Okay, I'm going to put this in again to the next row and do it up. Okay, so we're going to do, I pre-did a bunch just using my little elastic bands. So you can put your petal in and do it up. Much easier when you pre-do them. I just have them all in a kind of like a bucket here. And they're just done. I just closed them with just a clear elastic band. If this band breaks once it's in the zip tie, it really won't matter. It's just to help you pre-make your petals so things go just a little faster. So you can see I have all my nubs are all the same length. Come here, Gigi. I didn't think she would be sucky. Come here. I love this petal for a Christmas tree, but I like it shorter, and you'll see why, because then it won't, the greenery that we're going to put in is going to sit kind of on top of the lime green, and it's really going to pop. Now, when you're doing the outside rows, you want to make sure that when you put your petal in, that you're not going in straight. So because you'll see the corner of the board, you want to put it in angled with the way the board is going. Okay, so that is all our mesh on row 12. Come here. Come here. You gotta sit though. You're not gonna sit. Sit, watch mommy. All right, so now we're going to put in, actually I'm going to cut these tails off. These are the tails that we used with the mesh. So you can use scissors, wire nippers, zip tie gun, whatever you have. Just don't use your good ribbon scissors. All right, now we're going to put the greenery in. The rolled petal's nice too, but I think you'll wait till you see this, especially if you're adding. Now, like I said, when we're cutting our greenery, we have a longer piece and a shorter piece. We're going to use the shorter pieces about row 8 and 6 as, you know, as the Christmas tree gets more narrow. But for row 12, we're going to use the longer pieces. So what you're going to do is with this shared hole, or the shared zip tie, you're going to put your greenery in, just like that, to about the base here. Do your zip tie up. I'm going to cut the zip tie tail. And then what you can do is take the edge and just fold it over. Okay, just like that. So it's not going to come out once you fold it over into the zip tie. And then once we have them all in, we're going to spread this beautiful emerald glittered greenery right across. Look how nice it looks, that emerald green with that lime in the back. Beautiful. You can also, if you have a hot glue gun, you can also take a hot glue gun and just go over your greenery and your zip tie with just a little string of glue. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next one. We're going to do the same. Just bring that in. Once it's about the same length as that one, do your zip tie up. Just bend this forward, just like that, so it doesn't come out of the zip tie. I'm going to add a bit of hot glue. Just like that. That way it's glued to the board and the zip tie. Yeah, it's going to be really pretty. I figured I needed to do this one because I'm sure people were looking at the kit thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck was she thinking? But I knew what I was thinking. Where are you going? So we'll get all the long ones in, and then once they're in, we'll come back and put a dab of glue across all of them. But I also twist them up. Or flip it up. Lay down. Crafting with a Dog by Lori Franklin. I do have a onesie coming for her. Amazon's delivering it, so we can get rid of this cone. All right, and then this one, we're gonna just angle it just a little bit. Alrighty, look how pretty that is. All right, let's go across. Oh, I forgot one. So we got a nice row of bright glittery emerald, and the lime green is just in the background. And that's what I want. That's why I wanted it shorter. That's why I wanted the petals shorter. So the lime green is literally just a background. All right, and then we're gonna go right across with just a little bit of glue. There we go. And that row is done. Okay, we can open the greenery a little bit. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of mesh, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of the emerald greenery. I believe this is actually rosemary, but I really liked the shape of them for the Christmas tree. There. So pretty. Let's see if you guys can see that. So, isn't that pretty? All right, so now we're going to go to the next row. Gigi, just sit right there. Okay, and we're going to still, again, the normal holes is, again, angle. We're just going to, no, come here. You can't jump off the table. Go. All right, should probably go upstairs with Kiki. All right, so we're going to put this in the normal holes. Again, till it hits the next row, and do it up. We want to kind of make them short because we don't want to cover all this really pretty greenery that we put in. So we're skipping that one, putting in that one. It is pretty, isn't it? So many things you can do with these boards. Different. And I've been loving, have you guys seen all the fun things Craft Outlet's been doing with their boards? They've been having a lot of fun there. Oh, I bet you that was the Amazon. That's probably her onesie. Who's watching the baseball game tonight? Go Jays! Super excited. Now you could go, instead of having like all your, everything preloaded, you could go and just do your normal holes, put your mesh in, and then come back and preload the shared holes. You're watching for sure? Yeah, me too. Me too. God, I hope they win tonight. That would be so nice. Okay, last one for mesh. So I will be editing this for the tutorial for YouTube later, probably this weekend. So you won't have to sit here and watch me put all these petals in. But when I'm live, you have to sit and watch. Sorry. All right. We got our petals in. Let's go across. Oh, where's my zip tie gun? Right here. Okay, let's go across, and we're going to cut these zip tie tails. Okay, we're still going to use the long pieces. Oh my gosh. Okay, right in the shared holes. Do your zip tie up. And then you can come back and, like I said, fold it, or you can add glue, whatever you want. Jays for the win. Absolutely. That would be so amazing if they won. Especially they're in Toronto. That would be just... And my dad and my stepmom are diehard Jay fans. And so is my daughter, Kristen. So they've been waiting a long time for this. So let's get all these in. Okay, again, this one will angle a little bit. Okay, cut these off. So with the shorter Rita petal, you just see the tips of the mesh. Isn't that awesome? I love it. Love, love, love. All right, and then you can go back and we can flip these up. Or like I said, if you have a hot glue gun, just go right across, a little bit of glue right on the board, right across the stem. On the board, across the stem to the other side. There we go. This is going to look so cute. Now look at the ribbon that we're going to be using with the fabulous sign that we're going to put in the middle. It's going to look so cute. Super cute. You will have strings. I just cut them off. Anytime you touch mesh or manipulate the mesh, it will have strings. It is going to be stunning. Like I said, you can do this technique with any three of our Christmas tree kits. So I like to show you guys different ways to do the Christmas. Well, you all know that. I love to do different, so. I don't know what they're working at, or she's working at. Probably not the best idea to, oh, and this one's wrong. And here's how you fix it. You cut the zip tie and put it in the right spot. Probably wasn't a good idea to do a live on Halloween, but no, just look at this. So this Christmas tree is really giving me like Green Monster vibes. So you could add stuff into your Christmas tree if you'd like. You can add, you know, a little Green Monster inspiration if you want. Because it's very whimsical. Very whimsical tree. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, again, make sure your last one on the edges are angled. Oh, this dog. That's not Gigi, that's Lady working away. I just cut that. trick-or-treaters on this street because there's like very few houses and it's a dead end, so nobody trick-or-treats on our street, so it can't be anybody at the door. All right, so now we're going to go in with greenery again. I don't know how much. Now that's a long one. I think the rest are short. Oh, that's a long one. So I want 2 long ones on the edges, and then the rest can be, we'll use the short ones because we're going up towards the top of the tree. Sorry, I cut my zip tie by accident. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be pretty, and you can see it's very easy to make as well. There we go. I'm going to put another, oh, that's not the right one. No. There we go. Okay, right there. So the 2 long ones I have left are going on the sides, and then we'll come in with the shorter ones. So I'm putting the stem in not as far as the longer ones, so because we even though they're short, we still want to see it. I'm just eyeballing the length to make sure that they're all the same length as I'm putting them in. You've only had 2 kids? Yeah, you have way more people than me. You've seen my street. I don't have hardly anybody on the street. Almost done. Again, you can use a zip tie gun, you can use wire cutters, you can use nippers, you can use scissors. Just make sure they're old scissors to cut your zip ties. And then I'm going to go across again. We're going to just put a bit of hot glue. All right. Okay, you can flip up, if you don't have the hot glue, like I said, you can flip up the ends of the wire. If you were waiting for the traditional kit, it will be back in stock again next week. The one with the juniper. And again, you can do it exactly like I'm doing with this one. So I'm going to pull it up a little higher than the row because I want these ones a little shorter. I don't want them to go past the greenery, right? So the nub is past row 5 of it. I'm going to adjust that. So again, this is the Rita petal. I have just did it a little bit smaller, shorter. And by making it shorter, I mean just pulling it into the zip tie about 3/4 of the way down than we usually do. So if I put it the way we normally do, and I'll show you, we normally put it at about 1/2 inch. You can see my tips here go way past my greenery, and we don't want that, right? So we want that to come sparkle through. So that's why we're doing it shorter. And I do have in Lori's favorite tools on our website, there is the link for Amazon for my glue gun, or my zip tie gun that I use. If you are new to wreath making and you want, it just saves on your hand because it cuts and tightens at the same time, which is nice. And I use a lot of zip ties. Again, I'm just barely putting it in. You can put the greenery in with the zip tie and mesh, but as I said, I wanted to do it at a little bit of a different look, and you can see it looks like there's 2 different rows of, like, one row is the greenery and one row is mesh, so it's a little different take on the way I normally do it. Alrighty, we're almost done. Okay, so we have 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of the greenery left. Again, we're going to do it short. Okay, I am on row 4. So it's 3 pieces of mesh and then 2 pieces of the greenery. All right, exciting. So this last row, I'm going to put it about almost halfway. Might need to cut some of the bulk off. I'm going to put it about halfway, because if I put it normally, you can see it's going to totally cover everything. Good. Barking. Making sure they're even. Cut some of this bulk off. Okay. Few more here. So like I said, you're only going to use one piece of, or one package of mesh. I'm going to put a piece of mesh in all three on row 2. And then this piece of greenery right in the center. Perfect. Off. All right, we are done our Christmas tree body. Come here. Ooh, big. This is what we got so far. Isn't that pretty, pretty, pretty? Okay, so now we have to make our bow and also put our sign on. So our sign, I'm going to put my sign about right there. First, I'm going to put my bow on though first. So this is the ribbon we're going to use for the bow. Okay. Cut some of this bulk off. I'm going to put on row 1, I'm going to put some extra mesh on row 1. And I'm cutting this off so you guys can see what I'm doing. To put a little bit of bulk there so the ribbon has something to sit on, okay? And we have lots of extra mesh anyways. All right, so there's row 1 exposed so you can see it. We have a couple pieces of the greenery left. I'm going to use this in the bow. Okay, so first thing we're going to do before we cover up everything is I'm going to put a zip tie. Right in the center, you'll feel that there's a divoted, these two holes are divoted. These are going to be our hanging, these are our hanging holes. So I'm going to put a zip tie. Okay, cut the tail off. That way we have something to hang our Christmas tree with. And we're also going to put a couple more zip ties. So row 1 from here to here. And I'm just putting some mesh in here. Like I said, so the bow has something to sit on. Try not to get your hanger caught in your zip ties. There we go. Strings. Okay, so we're going to take some of our petals. Again, I'm going to cut this about halfway down. It'll be easy if I just cut it like this. Okay, and I'm just going to put it in. And this is just to put some bulk up top. And last one. So that is one complete package of the green mesh. Like I said, you do get 2 packages. So if you want to add more petals and make it a lot fuller, you have the mesh to do it. But I think it looks perfect like this, so why waste? Alrighty, there we go. So that's the very last. So we got row 1, the 3, 2, the 3. We got row 3 we skipped, 4 we did, normal and shared, 5 skipped, 6 skipped, 7, 8 skipped, 9, all of 10, skipped 11, 12. And there we go. We got stitching in the back, and that's all your customer is going to see. Oh my God, that dog. I am so sorry. There must be people walking out there. All right, let's do a bow. Okay, now there's many different ways to do a bow. I'm just going to use my bow maker just to get this wreath done. There's several different ways to make bows. If you don't have a bow maker, the traditional Christmas tree that I just did, I show you how to make a really nice Christmas tree bow without using a bow maker. Oh my God, this dog. But for this, I'm going to use a bow maker so I can get it done. So first thing I want to do is measure out how long I want my tails. Okay, so I think I'm going to have like a long loopy tail. I just love the long loopy tails for the Christmas trees that go along the side. Just dovetail that. And about there. You got a whole 10 yards of ribbon. So these tails are about 19 inches. Okay. So I'm going to cut my ribbon. So I have my tails at the bottom. Alrighty. And then I'm going to put some funky tail, like just some tails within throughout my bow. So I'm going to cut, I think I'm going to cut 11-inch piece. I'm going to dovetail this 11-inch piece on both sides. Again, there's a million ways to make a bow. Jackie Blewett just did a beautiful bow tutorial using different kinds of bow makers. So if you have Pro Bow or whatever, she has done a tutorial for you. Now I'm going to put a little bit of tails right in the center as well. So that's about 12 inch. So this is going to go down the center again. Yes, welcome, welcome. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, I am Lori Franklin, and I am the CEO and founder of Unique in the Creek. And the boards and they're a lot of fun. And every time I do a live, I do something pretty much different, so you can really see how versatile the boards are, because you can make all kinds of stuff. All right, so we have tails going on here. So I have that 11-inch piece. The tail is going upwards. I have a 21-inch piece that's going down, and I can't remember how long I did this one, but these are the longer tails. Now we're going to come in and do some loops, okay? So because I do it weird, we're going to start with our ribbon upside down, and I'm just going to bring that right down the center. So you can see this is the bad side of the ribbon, okay? Now I'm going to bring a loop around the top, and as you can see, the good side is brought up. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Karen. I couldn't remember. All right, and I think I'm going to do these. I think I'm going to make a nice floofy, as Jackie says, a nice floofy bow. So I'm going to do 3 6-inch bows on each, 6-inch loops on each side. Okay, so I'm bringing it in. There is the 6-inch right there. Give it a half twist at the center here and push down. Okay, so there is my 6-inch. And when you do that half twist, it's bringing up the rough side again. So when I come back around over the top, that good side, the sparkly side, is showing again. All right, so I come in with that bottom seam, measure your loop. So just put your finger in, and there's the 6-inch. Half twist towards you and push down. Again, it's bringing that at the bad side up, and we're going to do 3 loops just like that on each side. I love this ribbon. It is so fun. Now you can add little ornaments to your Christmas tree. Like I said, this really gives me Green Monster vibes, because you don't have to use the ribbon and everything that we put in here. You can totally make your Christmas tree your own. I have shown last year, I showed how you can make your Christmas tree freestanding using a Dollar Tree paper towel holder. So you can zip tie a paper towel holder to the back of your Christmas tree and make it stand. Half twist, bad side up. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're just going to kind of separate, and then we're going to come in with a 5-inch loop. Okay, so again, we're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do 5 inches, only 2. So you're going to bring that edge down, measure 5 inches, it's about, you know, an inch shorter, half twist, another 5-inch on this side, half twist. So the 5-inch is going in between, see this spot here? The 5-inch is going in here, right in between the 3 here, the 3 loops. So you're kind of building your bow as you make it. Happy Halloweeny to everybody. It's Halloween and I'm making a Christmas tree. Also, these Christmas trees are amazing for anybody that may have a loved one possibly in the hospital or a retirement home, and you can hang them on their wall, on their door, and actually give them a little bit of Christmas right in their room. Okay, so we got 5 loops so far on each side of our bow. 1, 2, 3, those are the 6-inch. 4 and 5, those are the 5-inch. Now, right in the center here, we still have our rough edge facing up. I'm going to do 1 loop at 4 inches, and it's going to sit in between these 2 5-inch loops. Okay, just like that. Push down, half twist. Down, we're doing 4-inch. And Voila, we are done. Now, if you want, you can put a, we can do a center loop. What you can do is take your ribbon, okay, you're gonna go around here, the finger here, take your edge and go down the center in between these two pegs, and that will give you like a center loop, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to cut this off a little bit longer, but we are going to trim it down in a second. Okay, so this is what we got. We got 1, 2, 3 6-inch, 2 5-inch, and 1 4-inch on both sides. And then we have our little center loop. And I have these 2 little tails. They're going out the top. And then we have tails coming out the bottom. Okay, again, you can do your bow any way you want, but I just find this recipe works really nice for the Christmas tree. All right, so we're going to take a pipe cleaner, which is in your kit, or you probably have a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to take a zip tie, and I'm carefully going to lift this whole thing off my bow maker. Now, I know people put their wire underneath and whatever. I do mine a little different. You're going to keep it stacked. It's all still piled up. And I'm just going to slip a zip tie in that single knot there and do that zip tie right around the stack here. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my zip tie. We're going to still hold that center. Take your zip tie tail and we're going to bring it right to the back of our bow, just like that. And then you're going to take a pipe cleaner and you're going to put the pipe cleaner underneath your zip tie. Okay? And then do this up. Don't do it up super, super tight because you may want to move some of the bows loops around. However, we've kind of moved them around as we were building, so we're good. And then we're going to bring that center knot right to the front, right there. If you can't figure out how to do the center loop, what you can do is cut yourself off a piece of ribbon about 6 inches, fold in the edges just like that, and then you can take that and wrap that around your zip tie and hot glue it on the back. Okay, but this is our bow. Now I have this long piece from the center loop. I'm just going to cut that off close to the zip tie. And then we have these 2 pieces of greenery. Once I get the bow on, I will be I'll just hot glue them maybe at the top here. There's only 2 pieces left. We'll see. We'll get the bow on first and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so now you're going to take your Christmas tree, get your bow with each side of your pipe cleaner, and we're going to go down these 2 center holes. So I know there's a zip tie here, there's also the hanger here, but there's still room that we're going to slide our pipe cleaners into these 2 holes right in the center of row 1. And that will make our bow dead center on our Christmas tree. So down and down. And if you want to save on pipe cleaners, you really only need a half a pipe cleaner. Okay, so there's our pipe cleaner. I'm going to give it a couple twists. We're going to cut the excess off and then push it back down the holes so we have a nice neat back. Now our sign, I'm going to put my sign right in the center of my Christmas tree. Let's see. I'm going to be using the jute string that's on it. Just seeing Actually, I think I might put, see right where the logo is on row, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. On row 5, there's that little leaf. These 2 holes right dead in the center, I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to go down those 2 holes. We're going to put, that's where our sign is going to be zip tied. Okay, so push that in. I'm going to flip it over. You can see the zip tie. Right like that. I'm going to take my jute, put it in the zip tie. And I'm going to do that up. You don't have to do it up super tight, like right to the board. It's just going to kind of hang. Just right from the center of your tree. Put that down. And it matches our ribbon that is going to come down the side here. So these are our long ones. We got our shorter tail at the top. And we're going to open these loops. So let's start with the back 3. So open them right up. Get your hand in there and open, open. We're going to open them all up. That. Now if it's too big, if you don't, if you feel it's a little bit too big like the loops, you can go down to 5, 4, and 3 inch instead of 6, 5, and 4. I think it suits the Christmas tree. All right, now I'm going to roll up the longer. We're going to make this a little bit curly. Yes, Liz. Okay, you just take your end and you're just kind of rolling it towards that way. A little tug and it gives you a little curl. Like I said, if you want to make your ribbon tails a little bit longer, it's totally up to you. And then our center ones, I'm just going to kind of roll them just like that. And then you're going to go around and fix all your strings and then we have these 2 pieces of greenery. I think I'm just going to hot glue them. Just put some hot glue. And then we're just going to put that in the bow there. And then the same on the other side. That up. There we go. Just put that little bit of greenery in this that's just peeking out. And then we'll straighten our sun. And there we go. Make sure your loops are open so it looks like a nice fluffy bow. And there we go. A fun, whimsical, more not as traditional Christmas tree. It's a fun looking tree. Look at that. You're gonna make the moss horse. Oh my God, that was beautiful. I need to try one too. Yeah, Craft Outlet's killing it these days. Anyways, that is the Deluxe Christmas tree. There's our bow. I'll get a nice picture of it, everything tomorrow. Like I said, you can add ornaments. Little red ornaments would look really cute. You can do whatever you want. Add. You don't even have to use this ribbon if you don't want. But you can do any of our Christmas tree kits this way if you like this style that I did. And then we'll go around and we'll cut any little strings off and fix our petals and all that jazz. But it's very sparkly, fun looking. And like I said, you can put it on, get a paper towel holder, the metal ones, zip tie it to the back, and it will stand up on your mantle, or if you need, like I said, if you have somebody in a hospital or retirement home, or even just a small space, you can make them one of these little Christmas trees to hang on their wall, or, you know, put the stand on. And that is the back. Nice and neat, very professional looking, clean. You're going to put your business card or a sticker, or if this is a gift, you can actually write on the back with Sharpie marker. You can date it, write a little note to whoever you're giving it to. Yeah, lots of stuff. Anyways, that is the Deluxe. I love it. I love the bright, bright colors. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me on this Halloween-y, making a Christmas tree. We're going to go get ready. 45 minutes, 45 minutes. Let's go, Blue Jays. Let's go. Let's go, Blue Jays. Let's go. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. I will be live quite a few times, probably this weekend. I have a lot of the kits that I have to get done. Made so that you guys can see what they look like. Just an FYI, we have the rest, we have quite a few kits dropping next week. I think Thursday. There's going to be restocks of kits. So if you wanted to get the traditional one with the juniper, and that would look beautiful done like this, that will be available, Chef Gingy, and we also have a bunch of new ones as well. So keep an eye on your email and our social media, because we will be posting when all the kits will be live, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Thursday. Yeah, we're going to have lots. Okay, thanks again. Have a great night. Go Jays.